Professor Lee, I'm so happy to have you here. For anybody who is watching this, we are having this chat about the agreement between the Polymer Society of Korea and the Materials Research Society that will enable joint activities at the spring MRS meeting in Honolulu. And this is really very exciting. I know that South Korean scientists have made tremendous contributions to the field of materials science. And also, South Korean scientists have been very active at MRS meetings. So this is a great way for us to put these two things together on a more formal basis. And then personally, I've worked with a lot of South Korean scientists, both here and I have friends who I've worked with who are back in South Korea. So on a personal level, I'm really very happy about this. So Professor Lee, I have some questions I'd like to ask you, but first, perhaps there's something you'd like to say.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Cooper. And then I'm also very happy to have this kind of the joint symposium with MRS and to have the MOU and then this interview with you. Okay, thank you. And then I would like to introduce myself and then the brief overview of the Polymer Society of Korea to help your member to understand the PSK. Okay, I'm Jun Young Lee, the 38th president of the Polymer Society of Korea, called PSK, and also professor at School of Chemical Engineering of Seongkyunggan University, SKKU, which is hosted by Samsung Group in Korea. I'm very pleased to have this interview for collaboration between MRS and PSK. The Polymer Society of Korea was established in 1976, and the number of active members is now up to 4,500. We have been organizing biennial spring and fall meeting every year. In every meeting, about 2,000 members attend, and then 1,200 research results are presented. We also have hosted several international conferences, including the 48th IUPAC World Polymer Congress, IUPAC Macro 2020 Plus, in May of this year at beautiful Jeju Island, Korea. Macro 2020 Plus was the on-off hybrid virtual conference where 1,300 persons, including 320 out of Korea, registered, and 950 presentations were given from 40 countries. We have been putting many efforts to build up close collaboration with foreign academic societies, including Japan, Taiwan, and Australia. Now, we hope that our efforts can be extended to the collaboration with academic societies and organizations in United States and European countries. It is believed that this collaboration with MRS will be the first step for us to move forward and will be successful and fruitful for both societies. Yeah, maybe a little bit long, but I hope this will help you member to understand the PSK and the Korea. Yeah,
it's good to hear all these details, and I think that will help our members appreciate how important a role your society has played. So at the spring meeting in Honolulu, Hawaii, we will have some joint symposia. They're going to cover topics that are going to range from organic photovoltaics, flexible printing of optoelectronics, and bioelectronic interfaces. And we're really looking forward to having these joint symposia with your organization. So what do you think the benefits of these joint activities with MRS will be for your community?
That's a very important question for our member, okay? So as I mentioned earlier, we would like to establish strong ties with academic societies and organizations in United States and European countries. Organizing joint symposium with the MRS in the next year will be the initiation point of our action. In the 2020 MRS Spring meeting, for instance, we'll jointly host a symposium on the optoelectronic polymer materials and devices, where the recent interesting achievement by the PSK members can be shared and discussed with MRS attendees so that these joint activities can further spur the fruitful research collaborations between scientists in both societies. Of course, in addition, we will have chance to visit beautiful and exotic Hawaii. Yeah, thank you.
That would be great. And so what do you think the importance will be to enhance and stimulate global materials research?
Just a second, please. I believe the global researchers from both societies can find solutions together for current issues and long-term industrial problems, since the front-edge research achievement will be shared and discussed by the outstanding researchers from both societies. So this kind of the joint symposium will help our idea and research result to be applied for the practical applications. Yeah.
I agree. It's often very helpful to hear a different perspective in a problem from a research group from another,
Right.
From a different tradition and a different way of thinking. Is just a wonderful aspect to going to a meeting. Now, do you want to mention, do you have other upcoming activities that your organization is planning?
Yes. Actually, we just hosted IUPAC Macro 2020 in this May. Through that, we found the possibility of having more scientists get together and share their ideas efficiently, even through online environment. I believe you have the same experience this year and the last year, right? We are also planning to organize the flipped. This is a kind of new types of the meeting presentations scale. So we are going to open flip presentation sessions in our upcoming fall national meeting, in which participants will share their research result through the pre-recorded video files in advance, and then discuss intensively on-site in-person session. Furthermore, I'm very happy to tell you that we'll host the Pacific Polymer Conference in 2027. Still a long time late, okay? Left, but the time flows very fast, so, you know. And at the beautiful Harbor City, Busan, Korea, okay? So I hope many MRS members, including Dr. Kopel Yu, join this conference. We'll invite you if I have chance, okay? Yeah, thank you.
That is a very famous location.
Oh, you know that.
In fact, oh yes. So thank you very much. That's a very tempting invitation. And it is interesting to look at the different ways people are learning to present their research and the way we're coming up with different forums for that. Then sort of a long-range question. It concerns what joint activities are you thinking of with the MRS past the 2020 spring meeting? How are we going to keep this going in the future?
Of course, we hope to continue and expand the collaboration between us, okay? So maybe this kind of collaboration may include organizing joint symposium in other research area in MRS meeting, or even PSK national meeting or international meeting, or we can have some kind of the some symposium, special symposium, short symposium on the special topic by the really global outstanding scientists to expand their idea to the many other researchers. That's maybe we have to talk about more, maybe a little bit later. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. I think anything we can do to encourage just the exchange of scientific ideas across international boundaries is just a wonderful thing to do.
Mm.
So thank you very much for talking to me. And I'm looking forward, maybe we'll get to see each other in Honolulu or some other conference in the future.
Yeah. Thank you again, Dr. Matt Copper. I'm so much pleased to start this collaboration with MRS. And I hope, again, we may expand this kind of collaboration between MRS and PSK. Thank you. Thank you.